I'm curious when you look at these two types, though, of Democrats winning. I'm curious, does that concern you? Because in New York City, you see a 34-year-old self-described Democratic socialist win. He
Hmm.
didn't have a national profile until this race. He had a lighter resume, so to speak. He was a New York State Assembly member. Then in Virginia and New Jersey, you see these more perhaps moderate Democrats winning with Spamberger as well as Sherrill. They both have national security backgrounds, both served in Congress. When you're seeing two types of Democrats win last night, as a Republican, then, what's the strategy for the midterms? Because are you seeing, hey, perhaps Democrats, I know they might not have found their footing of where to go, but both of these candidates, two separate paths, ran on affordability?
Yeah, great question. You know how they say all politics is local? That we saw last night. That's why I think you can have a Democratic socialist prevail in New York City and a moderate prevail in both New Jersey and Virginia. What Republicans are going to take a very good hard look at here is where the bleed was last night. And decidedly, it was in two places, it seems, from the early exit polls that we've seen. One is among minorities who had kind of rallied in a big way behind President Trump in 24. There was a lot of kind of backtracking among minorities last night, at least in these particular contests. That's something clearly Republicans are going to keep an eye on. For them to have a not only a winning national coalition, but a governing one, I think they need to find a way to maintain the gains that they saw in 24 and extend those into and beyond the 26 midterms. The other thing is the quote unquote suburban vote. And that also is something that should concern Republicans if this were a trend. Because I think suburbia last night, especially in Virginia and some of the places I studied, clearly were going Democrat in margins that exceeded anything we saw in 2024 with Trump, or in the pivotal election before that when Youngkin prevailed as governor in that race in Virginia. So, two things to watch. Are they concerning for Republicans? Should be. Um, but also consider this. Last night, if you say, what was this a referendum on? Was it a referendum on Trump? The Democratic Party stalwarts will say absolutely. Total referendum on Donald Trump. I think that the president was not really on the ballot last night. It was more about kind of historical trends and kind of the pox and all on the governing party kind of mantra that led to this. But I think what really came out last night, and the jury is completely out on this, Brittany, is pocketbook economics, right? Affordability is a word that Democrats were using a lot in this election cycle as a wedge issue against Republicans. How will the country feel about pocketbook economics in 2026? Clearly, we have all sorts of uncertainties because of tariffs and new trade policies that are in play right now, the shutdown, government itself. But in 2026, what does inflation look like? What does the cost of living look like? And of course, under affordability, Democrats have squarely put the words healthcare in play. What are healthcare costs like? Because there's been a lot of concern about new policies that may increase premiums because of the lack of subsidies for Obama era policy. Where are we on those fronts? I think that is the most important thing to watch moving forward. As a predictor, it was just kind of what was expected by the out party against the in party, or was the beginning of perhaps the out party getting more sea legs underneath it to be able to prevail in a more national way not long from now.